Hello and welcome back to Dukascopy TV and to the last Targets in Focus interview of the trading week. In case you're not familiar with this segment, it's where we ask a Forex expert to pick a selection of currency pairs and then discuss them. Well, today I'm speaking to Ole Hakon Eek-Nielsen of Nordea Markets on the dollar NOK, the euro NOK and the euro SEK. Ole, thanks very much for joining me today. Now let's start with the euro NOK. How much is Europe's financial crisis affecting this pair, and what are your predictions over a 3, 6 and 12-month period?
I think in general you can say that that euro NOK has sort of become, well, safe haven perhaps is a bit of an exaggeration, but there has been obviously some decent flows into sort of NOK investments from abroad, and that has definitely strengthened the NOK versus euro. So there's definitely parts of the strength coming from the euro crisis. Then, from our point of view, sort of, and with the models we have, it seems like sort of that movement has gone perhaps a bit too far. And given all the sort of the events in Europe for the last couple of months, and sort of the parts of the recovery in euro crosses in general, it seems like sort of it has been a bit stretched, this movement in euro NOK. So we think it will sort of normalize around 7.50, perhaps 7.40, that kind of range during the next year, really. We do realize that it has been a sort of falling trend in euro NOK since perhaps you should say the financial crisis, and there are good reasons for that. NOK should be a strong currency in such an environment, but yeah, perhaps now it's gotten a bit too far.
Now, what have been the key events to have affected the Norwegian kroner lately in relation to the US, and how do you forecast the dollar NOK going forward?
Yeah, the way we do the dollar NOK is that we sort of have one forecast for euro dollar and one for euro NOK, and then sort of the combination becomes the dollar NOK forecast to us. And our view on dollar in general is that we think that we will see rate hikes from the Fed before the Fed themselves see it and before the market sees it. So thereby we sort of forecast quite a strong dollar, quite a big drop in euro dollar, definitely, and especially on the long term, more than sort of the 3-month horizon. So out on 6 and 12 months, we see quite a stronger dollar in general versus most crosses, and then also NOK. So that dollar NOK view of ours is more a story of a stronger dollar than it is a story of a weaker NOK.
Finally, let's quickly take a look at the euro stocky. What's your evaluation of this pair going forward, Ollie?
Yeah, the euro stocky is, I think, you could say it comes from the same sort of view as the euro NOK. Really, it's you can see weaknesses in the Swedish economy, and we also think that the Riksbank will cut its rates more than it has already done, and you can see weaknesses in the employment market and in the GDP growth and stuff like that in the export industry. So that's why we think the euro stocky also will go a bit higher on sort of the short-term horizon, and then range bound from there.
Okay, thank you for joining me today, Ollie, and giving us your predictions on some of the Scandi currencies. That's it for today's Targets in Focus. I'll be back on Monday with the week ahead, but for now, have a great weekend. Goodbye.